Jarvis Butts, the man charged with sexually assaulting and killing 13-year-old Naziah Harris, was back in court today. Our Jordan Burroughs was inside the courtroom and joins us now with a recap of today's proceedings.
Today at the Wayne County Criminal Justice Center, Judge Nicholas Hathaway laid out dates in the Jarvis Butts case. Butts is accused of murdering 13-year-old Naziah Harris last year. His jury selection is scheduled to start October 6th. Jarvis Butts was in court Friday to hear Judge Nicholas Hathaway decide key dates in his trial. The defense and prosecution both agreed on the dates as they await the full transcript to be typed out so they can read it over. Butts was previously in court January 17th for a hearing where he entered a not guilty plea. At that hearing, just like Friday's, Naziah Harris's family and friends were present. Butts, 42 years old, of Detroit, is charged with first-degree premeditated murder, second-degree criminal sexual conduct, and child sexually abusive activity. Butts is also accused of having an inappropriate relationship with Naziah. She was last seen getting off her school bus at the corner of Cornwall and 3 Mile Drive in Detroit on January 9th of last year. Her body has not been found. As jury selection starts October 6th, the prosecution said it could call 40 or more witnesses to the stand, and the defense said it could call 10 or more. It's a trial that could take 3 to 4 weeks.
I'm hopeful that you're going to have that transcript here, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. Obviously, with that trial date being in October, we had some time to work with. But I'd like to see you all again for final conference.
Today's calendar conference also laid out another key date, which includes the last conference. That will be on Friday, June 20th. Reporting from the Wayne County Criminal Justice Center, Jordan Burroughs, CBS News, Detroit.
Jarvis Butts, 42, is charged with first-degree premeditated murder, second-degree criminal sexual conduct, and child sexual abuse activity. Jarvis is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with Naziah Harris, who was last seen getting off her school bus at the corner of Cornwall and 3 Mile Drive on Detroit on January 9th, 2004. Her body has never been found. Jarvis appeared in court Friday morning for a calendar conference. A calendar conference allows the legal teams the opportunity to discuss trial logistics, including motion hearing and motion filing dates. Naziah's friends and family were present at Friday's calendar conference. January 9, 36 District Court Judge Aliyah Sabri sent the case to the Third Circuit Court for trial. Following 4 days of testimony and a preliminary examination, Jarvis pled not guilty on January 17. Jury selection will begin on October 6, 2025. Prosecutors said Friday that they call 40 or more witnesses to the stand, while the defense plans to call 10 or more. The trial is expected to last 3 to 4 weeks. Butts has been charged with sexual abuse of 2 other girls in separate cases. He has a final calendar conference date on June 20th. The Detroit Police Department conducted a comprehensive investigation which included witness statements, surveillance video, numerous documents, phone extractions, police reports, medical records. Wayne County Prosecutor's Office reviewed 111 gigabytes of video, 506 gigabytes of phone extractions, and 19 gigabytes of documents. The overwhelming evidence in this case leads to the tragic conclusion that Naziah was murdered by Jarvis. January 9th, 2024, Naziah went missing. She was reported missing on that date by Annette Harris, her adoptive mother, who is her biological grandmother, when she did not come home from school. She had until early February 2024, when it was turned over to the Detroit Police Department Missing Persons Homicide Unit. On January 9, 2024, Naziah took the school bus to school. She had her hair in 2 braided puffballs, clear frame glasses, and white sweater with a black jacket. Over a colorful Rugrats puffy jacket with a fur-lined hood, with light blue jeans and Nike shoes. There is video of Nazara getting off the school bus. Nazara used a DPS issued tablet that she used to communicate and communicated with an app. She took one last picture of herself on the tablet. Using her tablet, she sent a message to a device associated with Jarvis, indicating that they would be meeting up after school. She got off that day. There is a video of her getting off the school bus at the end of the day in the same clothes. She meets up with Jarvis and a coworker and goes back to the auto repair shop on Connor in Detroit. Nazara is seen with Jarvis' sister at the shop. She's seen by her. Jarvis's coworker and Nazara were together in the coworker's car when they went to Ypsilanti, and then they returned to the shop on Connor. Jarvis's phone places him at these locations. 9:30 p.m. to 12:20 p.m. Jarvis checked into a motel. There is a receipt confirming this, as well as his phone placing him at that location. Nazara is never seen again after January 9th, 2024. More complete facts and evidence in the case will be introduced on the record in court. The DPD investigation revealed that Jarvis Butts was well known to Nazara because he is the father of children with Nazara's biological aunt, and it is alleged that Jarvis sent Nazara multiple texts of a sexually explicit nature beginning September 2022. In return, she sent him sexually explicit photos of herself. It is alleged that in September 2023, she texted Jarvis that she had not had her period, and in November 2023, the evidence shows that Jarvis knows that she is pregnant. His phone records show that he searches online about abortion pills, drinking red antifreeze. January 10th, 2024, it is alleged that Jarvis was in a Rogue River area in Detroit. The clothing of Nazara was last seen wearing was found in the same area. More complete facts of the evidence in the case will be introduced on the court record. So these are some supporting. These are some factors that they think that Nazara is deceased. Nazara's school records show no previous record of unexcused or unexplained absences. She was active on social media before January 29th, 2024. There is no new activity after January 9th, 2024. She had no contact with any family or friends since January 2024. She did not have any medical issues that would cause life-threatening medical emergency. An area known to Jarvis near the Rogue River around 7 Mile and Berg Road in Detroit was searched by DPD, the Michigan State Police, the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, and other law enforcement agencies. As a result, clothing was found and identified that is consistent with the clothing of Nazara was wearing on the day she went missing. There was damage to a piece of the found clothing that could indicate a struggle. Wow. Jarvis has been charged with first-degree premeditated murder, maximum penalty life in prison without parole. Child sexual abuse activity, maximum penalty 20 years. Damn. And criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 or older, maximum penalty 15 years. Yo, this... Oh man, he ain't gonna get out anyway. So I understand, but he's getting life. He ain't getting out. So they're gonna run concurrently anyways. So the prosecutor Kim Worthy said the evidence in this case would clearly show that the defendant's alleged actions were beyond predatory. They were vulturous. He groomed and preyed on Nazaya with expertise. We were proof that he killed young Nazara after he found out she was pregnant at 13 with his child, Kim Worthy said. Jarvis remained remanded to jail. The next probable cause conference is on October 4th, 2024, and the preliminary examination is on October 10th, 2024.
I'm not a lawyer, but as I mentioned in the video I made yesterday, today was not the start of the trial for Jarvis Butts, the man accused of killing Nazaya Harris. Today was actually a calendar conference where they discussed scheduling and determined that jury selection will begin on October 6th. Shout out to CBS Detroit for these clips.
As jury selection starts October 6th, the prosecution said it could call 40 or more witnesses to the stand, and the defense said it could call 10 or more. It's a trial that could take 3 to 4 weeks.
With that trial date being in October, we had some time to work with. But I'd like to see you all again for final conference.
Today's calendar conference also laid out another key date, which includes the last conference. That will be on Friday, June 20th.
So that's the judge, Judge Nicholas Hathaway, which is the same name that was in that screenshot from yesterday's video. And before you ask, yes, this is normal. The judge that oversees the preliminary hearing is not the same judge that oversees the trial. And also just want to note that Jarvis Butts is charged with first-degree premeditated M, second-degree criminal actual conduct, and child sexually abusive activity. So this case may be quiet for a while until the trial starts up. So if you don't see any updates from me, it's because there's nothing new, but I haven't forgotten.
All right, y'all. So as y'all know, Jarvis Butts is still behind bars for the alleged unaliving of Nazaya Harris, as we suspect Shannon and everybody else in the family have something to do with it. A lot of us was waiting for today, which is March 7th, 2025 for the trial date. They did have a quick little hearing today. It was real quick. Nobody really said anything. Nobody really, you know what I'm saying, brought anybody to stand or anything. It was just like basically to express the fact that June 20th is when they're going to move forward with processing. October, they're going to end up picking out the jury. And then from October, they're going to move straight into the trial. Which is crazy to me because October is so far away. Y'all said March 7th, but okay. And then they go to say that they have a new 40 witnesses. I'm confused as to why they need 40 more witnesses when all the information is right here in our hand. But clearly it's something that we're missing. Hopefully these 40 witnesses are people who came out after this case done blew up and are not a part of this family, because as we can see, if anybody in this family is going to be giving us information, we're still going to be lost on a wild goose chase trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So keep your phones on, keep your updates up, because June is when we should be getting some more information, and then following June it should be in October when we should be getting an actual trial. I did not hear about anything about any other parties being arrested during this time. They are still out living free. At the moment, only person that is still behind bars is Jarvis. Nobody is admitting to anything. Jarvis still has not admitted to unaliving Nazaya Harris. Like we said before, just turn your updates on.
Nazaya Harris update. So they did have a calendar conference this morning. It was pretty quick. It was just a quick in and out kind of meeting to go over some dates. So they did go ahead and get some dates in the books today. So let's talk about those dates. So the first date is going to be June the 20th, and that is going to be the final conference date. And that means everything needs to be in at that time. So that's June 20th. The next calendar date is going to be October the 6th. That is when jury selection will be starting. They did not estimate how long they anticipate for jury selection. With the sensitivity of this case, I do estimate at the minimum it's probably going to take a couple of days. Depending on what kind of questions they want to ask the potential jurors, it can take a little bit longer, but at the minimum, go ahead and kind of in your mind expect it to at least take a couple of days with the sensitivity of this case. Now, once the jury selection process has been completed and they have their jury set, the trial will go ahead and start. So we're looking at a start date of October for this trial. Now, they do anticipate that the trial will probably take about 3 to 4 weeks. They did go ahead and announce that they have about 40 new witnesses currently, and that number can fluctuate. Sometimes it'll go up, sometimes it'll go down, depending on what's going on. But at this time, it is currently estimated they have an additional 40 witnesses. Now, Judge Nicholas J. Hathaway did not have a camera or the ability to stream in the courtroom he was in today, so it has not been confirmed yet if there will be cameras allowed when the actual trial starts in October. But somebody, not me, somebody did call the courtroom, talk to the court clerk, and they advised them that it is possible that the trial will be moved to a bigger courtroom that has the ability to stream. So it is kind of, still in the works of discussing, will cameras be allowed or not. So that has not yet been confirmed. I do kind of anticipate that they will based on public interest in this case, but at this current time, it has not yet been confirmed for sure that we can anticipate cameras being in the courtroom every day when this trial actually starts in October. But that is where we are currently on the Naziah Harris case. They had their calendar conference today. The next time that we know for sure they will be in court will be June the 20th. Sometimes things come up that court dates will be added to the calendar before then.
All right, I wanted to get on here and do another video for Naziah Harris and Jarvis Butts update. It looks like we got 40 new witnesses, not 20. We have 40 new witnesses. That's additional to the 22 that we have already had, right? Okay, on October 6th, that's when they will be selecting the juries, all right? And then slightly after selecting the juries, that's when the trial will start. But the 40 new witnesses. What? I'm so excited about that. But justice for Naziah. Shout out to Roxy Rocks. Your work is, come on now. Your work is showing. It's showing.
Naziah Harris still needs to be found. And I'm not understanding why nobody is searching for her. And I'm talking about as far as law enforcement and family members. Now, as y'all know the calendar conference was today, where Jarvis Butts has to go in front of the judge. If you don't know what a calendar conference is, what it does is it allows the legal teams to discuss the trial logistics, which includes motion hearing and motion filing dates. Now, Jarvis Butts do have another calendar conference. That will be the final one. That is on June 20th of 2025. And y'all, check this out. There is 40 new witnesses when it comes to this daggone court case for Naziah Harris. 40? I know that's motherfucking right. Now, on October the 6th, that will be the day where they do jury selection. So they will pick their jurors. We won't know the trial date, the actual date of trial, until after October the 6th, once they pick their jurors. Now, with all the charges that they have tacked on to Jarvis, this man is looking at literally 100 years of being locked up. But my question is, what about motherfucking the Beluga twins? And also, what about the Tales from the Crypt grandma? I'm real confused on why these people are not freaking locked up too, when they very much had everything to do when it comes to Naziah Harris and her being missing. Now, I ain't been talking too much about Naziah Harris case in this past month, but there was some digging that I did, and basically I've been waiting to freaking say this to y'all and tell y'all this. If y'all remember, there was a number that Jarvis kept calling, a number that they had at the court when the court was happening or whatever back here in January. Now, that same number, as y'all see on the screen, when I did a freaking search of the number, it was a vanilla guy. His information came up and everything. He has his own business, and this man lives out in Texas. Now, this was the same number that Jarvis was calling that night between the hours of 9:30 and 12:20, the time that he had Naziah. So now in my heart, I feel like, was he calling this man to get help so he can get Naziah out of Detroit? Or was he calling this man to basically figure out how he can cover up unaliving Naziah Harris? Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments. And whatever other information that y'all have found out as well that I have not covered, because I do have past videos of Naziah. She has her own playlist. If y'all have not been up to date on Naziah Harris case, go to my playlist that is labeled Naziah Harris. You will know everything when it comes to this case, because I have been covering her case since last year. But let me know what y'all think in the comments.